How to transform a video or podcast interview into 10 pieces of content. Now, if you've gone to all the effort to going on a podcast or creating a video, you want to make sure you make the most out of it. So how can you actually do that? How can you repurpose video? Now, we're a content marketing agency and we are experts at repurposing content. So in this video, I'm going to tell you the 5 things we look out for in every single video or podcast interview that we know we can repurpose into content. Doing it this way makes content repurposing so much easier because you're not actually having to listen to or watch the entire thing, trying to note down when there's good pieces of content there. You actually know what to look out for, and you can even put it into ChatGPT and get it to help you do this as well. So number 1, look out for good sound bites or poignant points. Throughout a podcast interview or in a video, you'll notice that sometimes you'll say something that was like so amazing, it's just come out of your mouth really naturally and you're like, oh, that was really good. And actually that content makes really good other pieces of content. You can use it on Instagram, you can imagine that it's got a nice picture in the background and it's a quote. You can use it as the hook of a video. You can use it in so many different places. And so it's really important that you capture those really good sentences. A good example of this was from our client Daniel Priestley, who said the sentence, "I saw that technology was making it possible for people to do the things that multinational corporations were doing." That sentence we used in so many different places. We created so much content out of just that one sentence. So make sure when you have a video or podcast interview, you really look for those key points where you say something that can really resonate with someone. It makes great content. Number 2, look out for where you could create carousels or methodologies. Oftentimes when we're interviewed or we're talking on video, we're actually going through our process. People are asking us how we do something and we go, we do this, and this, and this. When you see that, when you see a list of things, that can make really great content. It makes really good carousel posts that you can post on LinkedIn or Instagram. It can make a really good just standalone social media post. It can even be transformed into blog posts. When you list out something, make sure that you take that and create it into content. You can even give it its own unique name, but make sure it doesn't go unnoticed and you get it everywhere. And following from that nicely is cheat sheets and infographics. So again, when you have gone through the process of doing something, you can turn that into a cheat sheet very easily. You can maybe make a mind map out of it. You can transform it into many different things where it can be a nice clean one-pager where people can learn something very easily from looking at that visual. You don't just have to create carousels, you can create different visual elements to show what you mean. Number 4, stories. If you have a podcast interview or video where you're talking about any story, any situation, that is great content. You need to capture that content and you need to transform it into a LinkedIn post, an Instagram reel, a short form video reel, whatever it might be. You can transform it into so many different things, but make sure you're capturing those stories. You'll just say them off the cuff, you'll remember them, you'll say them, and it'll be really great content that you need to use over and over again. It's really good to have a story bank, essentially a bank of really good stories that you continue to say over and over again in different places. Trust me, people won't get bored of the same story. They'll just love to hear it, they'll connect with it, and you'll reach an even bigger audience. And 5, final thing that we look out for when we repurpose a video or repurpose a podcast interview is what can we learn from type content. So this is where you have referred to someone else who's doing something as an example. So you might say, as an example, Steve Jobs does this, or Richard Branson does this, or Cody Sanchez does this. When you're actually giving those examples, that makes great content. And again, it's something that you'll just say off the cuff because you'll notice it all the time and you'll say it on an interview, giving a good example of something that you've seen in your industry. But actually, when you take those examples, you can turn them into content. Again, short form video, LinkedIn posts, Instagram posts, reels, all that good stuff. It can all be transformed into content because people love to learn from examples. So those are the 5 things that we look out for in every single video or podcast interview that we repurpose. So 1, good sound bites or poignant points. 2, carousels. 3, cheat sheets. 4, stories. And 5, what can we learn from? If you make sure that when you go into repurposing any content, you look out for these 5 things, you will create tons and tons and tons of content out of it, I promise you. And that will save you so much time. Which one of these particular 5 was your favorite? I would absolutely love to know. Please do comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and be notified the next time we launch a video.